Hello everyone, my name is Tracy Telgan and today we're going to be doing some floral doodles with a watercolor background. You can use these doodles to decorate your journals, your bullet journal, paintings, greeting cards, pretty much anything that you can think of that would involve paper. The materials I'm using is an Art and Fly watercolor mini sketchbook with 140-pound paper, cold press. A cheap set of watercolor paints that I got at a dollar store. A scrap piece of watercolor paper. 2 jars of clean water. Some paper towels. A Jelly Roll number 8, white from Sakura. A Pigma Micron number 1 archival ink fineliner pen. It's 0.25 millimeters. These are waterproof and fade proof, so they're good for your art. And I'll also be using some spun gold crafter's acrylic paint by Deco Art. If you have any kind of gold paint, that will do. I'm using a Fumui number 6 watercolor brush. Not sure how to pronounce that. So to begin with, I was just testing out the colors that I might want to be using for this project. And it's going to be primarily greens with a blue that's similar to an ultramarine blue. And then the gold paint. To start, I just painted some squares on the paper with layers of green. I just added greens until I was happy with the color that I saw. And I did various sizes of boxes just to mix it up. And I added blue to that particular green box that I just did. So when these are done, you'll want to wait for them to dry before we draw in them. So to start, we're taking the white Jelly Roll pen. And I'm just making a leafy flower. I'm filling every other leaf in with the white. Then we're going to take our gold paint and fill in the opposite leaves in that color. And I just dabbed some gold dot circles to fill up the space. Our next one, I've sort of bungled this, and you'll see later in the video that I tried to fix it with a more modern kind of doodle with some abstract lines and stuff, but I did the leaves a little bit too long on the one side, so then I felt I had to balance it out on the other side, and then I just kept adding until I filled up the space. And then I was going to do the leaves individually with gold, but that didn't look quite right, so I just filled in the whole square. Then I went back to the first drawing and added some white dots with the Jelly Roll pen. The third doodle is going to be a few flowers and leafy plants. Just tried to balance it out with a rose or a tulip on each side. The next doodle, you might recognize these flowers from one of my previous videos. So they're 4-petal flower that have the petals in the shape of like a heart. And then I just added some swirls and dots. And I took the Jelly Roll pen to fill in the centers of those flowers. Next flower is a daisy. I'm just varying the shapes and the length of the petals. And then you'll probably recognize these if you watched my other video for the floral line of doodles. I did some curvy kind of leaves in that one, so I decided to use them in this video as well. And then I add some black dots in groups of like 5 or 6 to fill out the painting. And then I went in with the white jelly roll and added some more dots. Our last doodle is going to be some scratchy, lined, I almost want to say they look like poppies. And I really enjoyed actually how these turned out with just like a really rough, scratchy line. And then I just added some more squiggly lines around to make a border. So your line work doesn't always have to be like a perfectly smooth line. You can mix it up with scratchy, rough, sketchy lines, and that has a nice effect as well. So I went back to this second doodle to try to fix it up. And I just added some lines and some more dots, going in different directions, so it's going to be more of an abstract flower doodle. So when you feel like you've messed up a drawing, you know, sometimes you can salvage it by thinking in a different way of how to approach it, and what kind of techniques can I use to maybe fix this up. And if you can't, there's always another piece of paper that you can start over on. So I'm going to cut these out individually and then mount them onto some cardstock so I can make some greeting cards out of them. They're good for almost any occasion, and I use them primarily for birthday cards, but you can do them as thank you cards, thinking of you cards, get well. There are lots of options to use these for. I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and if you're interested in more floral doodle videos, you can check out these 2 videos below. Take care, and bye for now.